Want to stop juggling spreadsheets, calendars, and a dozen apps just to run your rentals? Logify makes it easy. It's an all-in-one toolkit for hosts. Build a direct booking website, automate guest messaging, and keep all your channels in sync. Running your rental business your way has never been simpler. And for Good Morning Hospitality listeners, you can get 20% off any yearly plan with code GMH20. Just check the link in the show notes to get started today.
Welcome to Good Morning Hospitality, your one-stop shop for the latest news, noteworthy trends, and thought-provoking discussions across the industry. From hotels to short-term rentals to all things travel and hospitality, you'll find each episode equips you with the information that you need to start your week. Join us on Good Morning Hospitality every Wednesday, wherever you get your podcasts. Good morning.
Good morning, Sarah. Good to see you.
Good morning, Steve. Oh my gosh, it's been some time.
Yeah, how long has it been now? It's only been a week we missed, right?
Yeah, it's a week, but it was a very important week.
It was a very, very important week. A lot going on.
Two reasons for this important week. One, last week would have been smack dab in the middle of our joint birthdays.
Yeah. Look at us aging together. One week at a time.
Oh man, it's crazy. So for those of you guys that don't know, Steve and I we're near birthday twins. That's kind of wild.
Yeah, what is yours? Yours is the 9th, right?
Yeah, mine is the 9th. Yours is the second.
So I'm definitely older and wiser.
Yeah, obviously. And so we missed being able to celebrate that in the middle. But there was also some really big news for you.
Yes, but before we get to that news.
Okay.
Before we get to that news, I just want to talk a little coffee talk here. You were traveling. Okay. I had a little adventure, and I'm excited about it. So
tell me about your adventure.
I want to talk about some adventure because I realize, again, I'm becoming more of a tourist in my own backyard. There's a lot of things that I don't do. And so I started going to the Everglades a lot recently, I told you about, to check out what's going on over there and seeing all the wildlife. And now I got invited this past weekend to go shark tagging. I was like, I don't even know what that means. But
really?
Because of Biscayne Coffee, right? Biscayne Coffee is my brand you see over the shoulder. We donate to help save the bay. I got to go with a bunch of donors and scientists out into the Atlantic Ocean and catch sharks. And then put a tag on them, measure them, see how they're doing. And I thought, all right, we're going to catch some little baby sharks.
Okay. So I take it these weren't so baby.
No.
How big were these?
Massive sharks. And we caught, the biggest one, I think, was a 9-foot great hammerhead shark. We caught 6 different sharks, all different kinds throughout the day. And just amazing to see, what is out there in the ocean. And my favorite part of all this.
Okay.
No photos allowed. They brought a professional photographer. They wanted you to be in the moment. And so I think that's our new tagline here. No photos, just moments. We're gonna use that here. So it's just nice to be out in nature, see what's out there, be in the moment with all these strangers that we were on the boat for 8 hours and became friends because of it.
Love
right?
That.
It's just a cool thing. So
yeah.
If any of you out there are going on adventures, let me know. I'm looking for some more adventure stuff like that out in nature. I'm excited to do it. So scuba is next. Now that I saw what's under there and I couldn't see, I want to go scuba dive and see what else is out there.
You asked me about scuba before we hopped on here, and I'm good with snorkeling. I don't know how I would feel.
It's just it's almost like you're confined, if I feel like. But I feel
and it's funny. I don't know if it's something with, dare I say, with age, but I feel like I used to be fine with heights. Now I'm like, ooh, I would. It would be
hikes
really
on mountains. Paul, that's right.
No. Mountains are fine.
Straight up we saw some of these sharks come.
Yeah, right.
Dog music.
But the idea of bungee jumping or jumping out of a plane, I think I'd have to be heavily drugged to do that.
Yeah, I've done skydiving. I think I may do it again.
Oh,
soon.
Okay.
Right, you come down. We'll come jump out of a plane.
Oh my God! Oh goodness! Oh man, that's crazy. Oh, thanks, Christelle. That's so sweet.
What the heck, Christelle? Nothing for me?
Yeah, it was Steve's birthday 7 days before me.
Sarah's a special one.
No. Definitely not.
Anyway, that was my adventure this weekend. So
I like that.
But you were traveling again. You were in some fun places.
I was like, where was I this weekend? I was home this weekend.
No, it's home.
So, but it's been this past month. When I look back on the past 5 weeks, oh my goodness, it has been crazy. No, so I was very glad to be home this weekend and just take it easy. I've got a couple more trips happening in the next 2 weeks, and then I'm going to be home for a while, which I cannot wait for. So, yeah, it was like the last week was, I think the I don't know if I'd say the icing on the cake or the straw that broke the camel's back as far as the straw that broke the camel's back. I think that's
we got some fun trips coming up. Like I have to go. I'm going to High Tech. So if anyone's going to be at High Tech, let me know. I'll be there.
A lot of people are going to be at High Tech.
Thank you, Christelle. Now we're friends. Now we.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah. You guys enjoy Indianapolis. I'll be in Croatia.
Yeah. It's a little different. Different. I've never been, so maybe there's something cool there. We'll find out.
I thought you were saying maybe there's something cool in Croatia. I was like,
Indianapolis.
Yeah, you're gonna have a lot of fun. High Tech will be great.
I know you were with Will, our producer, who's backstage in New York City, so it's always good to see you. There they are.
That photo. Oh my gosh.
Looking healthy and happy, both of you.
Concierge after hours. There we go.
Christelle, we're not making you feel bad. It's all good.
Oh, good old
Steven Sinclair. All right. High Tech.
Have you guys met before?
We talked on the phone a bunch, but
okay. Well, you guys definitely need to make a point to meet in person. I'll
be there with my clients, real-time reservation. So I'll be over there with them, booth 1021, and I'll be floating around. So come on and say hello. I think I'm bringing some podcast gear. So we can talk offline. Maybe I'll do something.
Oh my gosh.
Who knows? We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Good times.
Anyhow.
Good. All right. But wait. We do have to talk about this. This is huge news. And it has to do with you.
Yeah, so I'm very excited. We were going to announce this last week, but we saved it for this week for all of you here watching live. I've been working for 2 years on a very special project. And if you've been following along on my socials, I've been talking about the journey, but finally I can announce it now. I am building a landscape tropical resort here in Miami, and it's called Bahia. Bahia is going to be 20 units. You see the units here on screen. Very beautiful. You're going to be in a tropical wonderland with wellness, and we're focusing on agritourism. It is an active farm right now. We just signed a 25-acre property. It's an active farm. It has lychees and mangoes and papayas and bananas and all these things already growing there. Now we're just going to make it even better and bring this whole unique experience to South Florida. We're the first ones to do it. We have our zoning approval. Now we're starting to get everything else lined up, but we have fantastic partners that I want to mention. So, originally it was going to be on my own. Now we've got a great team. Some of you may know him. He is, I call him the poster boy of this kind of development. His name is Ben Wolf. And Ben Wolf is the founder of Onera and Owasi. And Onera is in Texas, where he's built these kind of resorts already. His unique stays, tree houses, all different kind of things. We've got Banks Chisholm, who built those places for Ben as a partner. I got my partner, Victor Feria, who runs our hospitality management company, Tangy. And then we've got Ed Haynes, who builds these beautiful custom units. All of us are on the same team as part owners of this project. So it's going to be fantastic. We start building in November is the timeline. So as of right now, November, and we are looking for probably one or two more investors. We already got the majority of the money raised, but if you want to be a part of this and say you're a hotel owner, you can invest now. Let us know if you're interested. Contact me. So that is the big news. We'll put that on screen one more time. Show the beautiful Bahia project to everybody.
Wait. Yes.
Appreciate it.
And then Crystal had a question. Will it be, will children and families be welcome?
Absolutely. I have children. And so part of it will be 1-bedroom units that you see here. And then we also have 2-bedroom units in the same style. And there'll be kid activities. So they'll get to learn about farming. They'll get to plant some seeds in a mason jar and take it home with them. We have a cafe with a beautiful menu that we've already created with the help of my great chef friends at these luxury hotels I've worked with. We are working on also for kids like this outdoor jungle gym kind of place that meets. It doesn't look like something from a school. Like it actually looks like something cool that would be outdoors.
That's awesome.
But then we'll have a different area just for couples that they can focus on their wellness and meditation and yoga and cold plunges and all this other cool stuff. So it's coming.
It's so exciting. By the way, making waves, because when I was at NYU and the day that you announced it, I had several people come up to me and they're like, Steve's news is really cool. And I was like, wait, because I hadn't been online yet. And of course I knew about your project, but I just hadn't been online. So I was like, wait, what news? What news?
Yeah, we announced it. That's the other thing. We talked backstage on something else on my birthday, but we announced that on my birthday. So that was a good thing.
Exactly. I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
What?
So it came out really well. We got a lot of great people interested. I've had.
My mom is interested, by the way.
Oh, your
mom,
my mother. I'm going to need both of you some of your advice. So you've been at some of these cool places.
My mother was like, wow, what Steve is doing is really cool.
You guys are invited for sure. And so the other exciting part is that, look, sometimes you don't think that things are going to happen. And so this is my little motivational clip, is to stick with it. Keep, one step after the other, keep working on something. You're going to get hit with roadblock after roadblock, but just keep pushing through. And I'm just excited that we got to this point. Now we're going to have a bunch of other things we got to get through, but this was hard enough to get to here. And now we continue moving on. So keep chasing those dreams, everybody.
Woohoo! Wow. Thank you for coming to Steve's TED Talk.
I'm ready. Let's go.
Yes. All right. Well, we've got a lot of topics to dive into. Let's go ahead and talk about what else is going on in the world of hotels and travel. Because we had so much news. We had a lot to catch up on. Okay. So first of all, luxury hotels are going small. The rise of shoebox suites. So this is interesting. Luxury hotels are increasingly offering smaller, efficiently designed rooms that emphasize this sort of high-end experiences over square footage. I think it makes sense because it kind of reflects this shift towards smart luxury, which I'm a fan of that phrase, balancing style, convenience, affordability. Operators are kind of thinking that it's going to maybe boost occupancy, at least, and revenue per square foot. So especially in urban markets. But what are you thinking with this?
Well, I see, look, when I hear this, what comes to my mind right away, we've talked about them as Citizen M hotels, right?
Oh, yeah.
They're very small, shoebox size rooms, and then their amenities are great. But I go back to my days at the Delano, the first true boutique hotel. And they got a historic building, and they knew the rooms were tiny, and they made the rooms as cool as possible, but they made the amenities, what was it about? So when we went through orientation, they're like, all right, if guests ask why the rooms are so small, it's because they're meant to be out where all the amenities are and mingling with each other and making memories and making connections.
That's good.
And so that's the hook. The other way is true business, right? Shrink as many rooms as you can into this place, fill it up, and then you're going to make more money because you have more people in these units that are more affordable, but you're going to make the money also, out in the amenity and common areas. So it makes sense for a lot of different people that are building. And you see it also with rental, apartments, right? You start seeing it here in Miami. All of a sudden it's micro units that are being for rent because all the communal areas are.
Not a fan of that. Not a fan.
But that's what they're doing. So you see this brand new building. It was just curious because one of my friends works there. Teeny tiny apartments, hotel room size.
Yeah.
But then all the amenities are you're at the best resort.
You're at a hotel.
So I don't know. We'll see where this continues to go.
I have such mixed feelings about that, mainly because I have a lot of shoes.
Yeah, well, you can have your a wall. You make it art, right? Right.
Perfect. No, but I have seen that. I've seen that. And obviously, in New York and even in Los Angeles as well. So, but there is something to be said for having some awesome amenities. So that definitely plays a big factor.
Very true.
So
let's see here. Let's go to our next one.
Yes. Hyatt has launched a new upscale collection brand, which is called Unscripted by Hyatt. Kind of neat. Right. Kind of with this, they're kind of hoping to sort of target that upper middle class, upper upscale market. And I'm a big fan of the name. Have you seen this yet?
Yeah. I think what's interesting with this is that we just talked about this 2 weeks ago with Marriott doing something similar where these are unbranded hotels that are coming into their collection. And it seems like Hyatt was like, all right, we have to do this too, maybe is what it looks like. But they're letting unbranded hotels, unique character, keep your character. You get the Hyatt engine behind you. We're going to book you through here. But they're launching this to make sure they get lifestyle-driven travelers to expand their global reach, is what they're saying. So people want unique. They want more places. It's hard to build unique places. And so now they're letting more and more people come into that program.
Yeah, and I like that they're kind of seeing it as like almost filling that gap between like their existing lifestyle as well as their luxury offerings. So,
I mean, they just bought the Standard Hotel, right? They just bought Standard. You know, they're making a big push in their lifestyle. Like the Hyatt Andaz Miami Beach just opened here, who I happen to work with as well as a client. And that's very unique. And they're pushing that brand very heavy. And it is a beautiful, beautiful product. Like it doesn't, when you think Hyatt, you don't think of this place. Like it is very unique and it stands out, very artistic. And I like where they're going.
The Andaz brand is a really, really fun brand. And it's cool. I've been lucky to go to several urban locations, but then also their resorts. And
you went to the resort one that looked beautiful. Where was that one? Costa Rica?
Costa Rica. Yeah. The Andaz Costa Rica is fantastic. So again, and I live right down the street from the Andaz here in West Hollywood. They always have cool things that they're doing with different artists, different activations. And I mean, it's the former Riot Hyatt here in LA. So there's definitely a fun party pool scene, but again, each one is so different and unique. But they really do a good job as far as with leaning into the art aspect of things.
Very cool.
Which is cool. All right.
Well, look, we're going to do something unique here. Will Slickers, if you're in the back, I see your message, right?
Yeah.
Or we have to tighten up our show. We need to be done in 15 minutes. You can hop on and tell us yes. Why don't you say hello to everybody?
Come say hi. We can.
Good morning. I'm not ready to be on camera.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my God! Where's your makeup? Get his makeup on.
Stop.
All right, so we need to tighten up. You're done.
No, you guys are great. You're doing great. So keep going, crush it.
That's what's happening behind the scenes, guys. In case you didn't know,
behind the scenes, BTS.
Okay, so we've got a couple others here that we can quickly kind of go through. So Marriott has been eyeing sort of these budget conscious travelers, as they should, considering the state of things. $100 rooms, $100 a night. By the way, I remember how like many months ago we were talking about the rise of the $1,000 a night room, and now we're talking about. I don't even know when the last time was I stayed at. Actually, I do know it was in Carson City. But aside from that, I don't know. I don't know when I've stayed at a place that was $100 a night. I mean, that's crazy.
It's funny because I was just talking about this yesterday with my short-term rental team or my hospitality management team, and we were looking. A lot of the prices in the short-term rentals in nice units have dropped under $100 because there's so much supply in certain areas that now this off season here in South Florida, you can like live in one of these if you really wanted to for not much. And so I'm starting to see that, right? Even like if I do a search, how I look is like, all right, let me see the resorts, how they're doing.
Yeah.
The resorts are still hanging in there in the $499, $550. Slick Talk sighting.
Yes.
He's here. So I understand like Marriott, all right, let's build something that we can get these people in because people are looking for it. They're looking for affordability in these places. Mm-hmm. What I would caution is to make sure sometimes you get some bad actors under that $100 mark and it gets a little, how I like to say, less traveled folks.
It's the riffraff crowd. I'll say that.
They bring their grills and do different things. Like I've seen it when we go through renovations.
Grills,
No, like grilling out on balconies. I'll never forget 2 times we've been to renovations at 2 different resorts, and we would drop the rate to like $99 just to fill it while it's on the renovation. No. People are like grilling on the balconies and getting in fights in the lobby, over consuming, right? Bringing a bottle of Bacardi rum to breakfast on their table at a beautiful buffet. So you have to understand what will happen. And we see it in the short-term rentals too. If you go below a certain threshold, all of a sudden it gets a little rowdy in those places. So
I think there was a while, I mean, this was a while ago, like when I was at the London, let's just say, like ADR was like $399 or something like that. And then I remember when we dropped down, I forget what was going on.
$199, like $150 is usually that rate where it gets a little crazy.
The difference even between $399 and $299, going below the $300 a night threshold, it was wild what I saw, just the difference. And then I remember when we then bounced up and then it was like $445 and then or $449 and up. But yeah, makes a difference. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's true. But I'm excited to see where this goes, because if it's good and they do a good job, I think a lot of people will use it.
Yeah. Okay. Airports. We're going to keep this going because we got topics. Oh, wait, did I not? I just dove right to the next topic.
Where's your transition? Where's your pro transition?
That was not, we were doing an abrupt transition.
All right, go ahead. Let's go.
So U.S. Customs and Border Protection, they are going to be introducing new biometric facial recognition and other technologies at major airports. So what's kind of cool with this is that they're hoping that this will expedite passenger screening and enhance security. By the way, I find this unusual because I already do that. When I go through at LAX, I don't have to take out my ID. I actually have 3 options that I don't have to take out my ID. Delta has a digital ID where they just scan my face. I also have Clear. They just scan my face.
Yeah, like Clear. Mm-hmm.
And then, and so what they're saying is that the actual TSA pre-check is now basically going to be leaning into that, because when I'm in that line, I'm always like, which one is the fastest? Because I'm like, I can go any which way. And it definitely makes things a lot easier when they just do the scan of your face. So I think we'll be seeing more of that around.
Yeah, I need to use it. I only have Clear. I like Clear. I use it all the time with my traveling, and with the kids, it's even easier. So
yeah. Oh, sure.
I didn't use it at Border Patrol, though. I didn't realize. I saw it after I waited in line. I didn't see it. It wasn't clear that Clear was there. But next time.
Well, I wonder if that's going to be. I wonder if they're going to do more of that, and because I have global entry, so when I come back in from international, I literally like walk through, and they're like, "Welcome back, Sarah." It's so crazy how easy it is, but I wonder if they're going to do it also for any inbound.
I didn't have it, so this time I was met with people with weapons.
Oh, that's fun! Keep things interesting and exciting. Love that. Okay, continuing on here.
Yeah, let's skip this one. Let's go to number 3. Okay, what is this one with Apple? Tell me about this one.
So this looks kind of cool. I will probably be one of the first to be playing with this. So Apple is going to be doing these new travel upgrades where they'll have a digital passport, live translation for messages and calls. Can't wait for that. But it's probably going to be rolling out later this year. But I think this is really neat because, again, we're kind of seeing this shift to what sort of things can we have on our phone, and this idea of the digital passport. I mean, you still might have to show your actual passport, but the fact that you'll be able to do that. I have a digital driver's license on my phone.
Oh, you do?
I do because they were rolling out it was a new program in California that they were testing it out. And so I was part of the group. Of course, I was part of the group to test that out. So it's interesting that they're leaning into this and then to see who is going to accept it. But I really kind of like that. We're going to have everything on our phone.
Everything's on the phone. It's amazing. I always look at like the grandparent level. So as the grandparents are able, I watch them in the airports, they're using their phone to put their, tickets and pay for stuff and do things. Like now everything's attached to that phone. It's amazing.
Totally.
How much we have it on there. And we say it directed by David. Good morning. What was he saying? So someone who's adopting AI, is AI being used in the hospitality industry yet?
Very big question here.
I mean, I use it all the time and hotels use it. I've been talking to more and more people. Like 2 years ago, not many, more and more now.
As somebody that goes to all these conferences, that's the only thing that people talk about. And here's the thing. We've been using elements of it for quite some time. Now it's just become more mainstream, and then it's more visibly integrated. How about that? I think that's a good way of putting it. I still love it for all the back of house stuff, right? That's what I tell people. Like, if I don't have to make a schedule and take hours to do payroll and to go through all my reports to see what's selling and what I need to order and what my par levels are on the bar. Like, you can take care of all that so I can focus on Sarah and her mom when they come to Baya. That's what I want to make sure I'm doing versus being at my desk working on all these reports that, everybody needs. So that's where I love seeing that. Very high maintenance travelers. So
I know. We need to make sure they have everything they need when they arrive. Well, good question, David. It's coming. It's just not. Hospitality is usually slowest to adopt things, and they're very cautious. But I think it's starting to ramp up a little bit.
But and I feel like, they're ripe and first of all, I feel like we won't be as slow to adopt, mainly because we have to be more efficient. just with staffing shortages and all of the different challenges that are happening around the country. I mean, even in Los Angeles, they just passed to increase minimum wage to $30 an hour. That's going to be challenging. And so these businesses are going to be more aggressively adopting AI into all of their different operations. I think they have to.
See, like OpenAI just dropped a new operator today, so I got to see what that's doing. Like, there's so many new things coming all the time.
In the background,
it's like how many new things are coming. It's just amazing. Like, but I think there's something also. I'm gonna talk to this because David triggered an idea. I've been watching on TikTok. There's like now full channels of like a Yeti and a Bigfoot and like all these characters that are being made on Google's new VO3.
Okay.
And they have like all this backstory. I'm fully invested in what those characters are up to in their daily vlog. Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you. I'm like, what's this guy gonna be up to today? And it's not even a real thing or a real person, but it's like a mascot. And so I would like to see more of those happening. I'm working on having a mascot for my business, like how that person will talk and what they will do. So I think there's something there for people to use more and more. Or when you're in the elevator, you can have somebody personalize things to you instead of just having ads flashed.
I have not seen this. And Will was commenting in the background. He's seen it. He finds it.
I'm going to send it to you. You would like it. I think you would find it somewhat funny.
I hope so.
I hope so. Corny or like funny? We'll see.
I don't know.
Anyhow, good question, David. Triggering some ideas here.
All right. Should we do a quick hospitality quote?
Let's do it. Or we got to recap, right? Don't we?
Or we can do the recap. We'll recap. Why don't we recap it up here?
Why don't you go? Where was I? Where have I been?
Yeah, I feel like you've done a little bit more than.
I have got a lot of things going on in the world. YouTube Shorts. I don't know if we can pull up that, but I guess someone's got it going.
All right. Thank you, Harry.
I'm going to go with I went out on that boat with the sharks. And again, I just think the coolest thing out there was being in the moment. I find, I'm bad at this now, right? We're in line. We're looking at our phone. We're waiting for an elevator. You pull out your phone. You're at a stoplight. You're looking at it.
All the time.
We just talked about how many things are connected to the phone.
Yeah.
When you're forced not to be on it, at first it felt weird the first hour. And then you're like, I feel like I'm just out in nature with the sun and the water and these cool people. I want to figure out how to do more of that. And I think I'm going to work on that. Maybe it's dinners. Like someone mentioned having like these Jeffersonian dinners where Thomas Jefferson used to bring in interesting people and you have to talk about interesting things that's not about work or solving a problem together. So maybe I do something like that without phones. I'm going to work on that. If you want to come to one of those, people, you let me know. Maybe it's 10 people at a nice place down here in Miami Beach.
I'll come. I'll be there. I'll definitely be there. My real-time recap. What will I quickly say? Last week I ended up staying at a hotel that was my second time staying there in New York City, not a fancy hotel, and they remembered me. I actually got there at 2 a.m.
Wow.
Now you understand why I was like straw that broke the camel's back. But they were so cute and I reached out. I was like, please don't give away my room. I can't deal with this today. And they were like, no, we're expecting you. And they couldn't have been sweeter. And that's simple. That's basic. That's how it should be. But it was like so appreciated just because of the late hour and the crazy day I had just to get there. I'd been at the airport twice that day. So shout out. There was the Spring Hill Suites in Times Square.
You like that?
Yeah, they were great. So I'm a big fan of them. They get the job done. So
did you stay there in Vegas or something one time? You stayed another.
I did. I stayed. Okay. So I stayed at the one in Vegas and that's like a new build. I absolutely will go back there for sure. Staying off the strip, 100%. So I tried different places and I was like, whatever.
Suites, you got a new influencer. Let's go.
I know, right? This girl with her luxury background loves her Spring Hill Suites, but sometimes it gets the job done. You know what I mean? It just depends.
Yeah, really nice.
You know what? Actually, a quick thing, and then I know that we will wrap up. At NYU, we were talking about this as far as the different trends and the big brands. I was at the CEO panel, and they were talking about, especially leaning into all of these different types of hotel chains, is that there's no one type of traveler all the time. You know, like sometimes you're going to need that like minimal option to stay at, like a Spring Hill Suite. Sometimes you're going to need something that's going to be more luxury. You're traveling for business. You're traveling with your family. And so it was cool to hear them talk about that. It's like their goal with their portfolios is that they've got something for all the different ways that you travel, which was just nice to hear. I mean, it makes sense, but it was nice to hear them put that out there. And I see it all the time with myself that I'm like, hey, for this type of trip, it's perfect.
We just saw it, $100 a night, Marriott, up to their thousands and thousands at St. Regis, right? So
totally. I mean, I would try one depending on the market.
Indianapolis, here we go.
Okay. Why don't we do our quick hospitality quick? Because we got to go. We got Will in the back who's got to pop off. Excellence is not a skill. It's an attitude. Yeah.
That's what we were just talking about at the beginning and top of the show. That's what it is. You can choose that mentality. It really is. How are you going to bring that attitude today? Are you going to have a down attitude with what's going on in life? Or are you going to look for the positives? So
yeah,
it's hard to do every day. Like I woke up a little cranky, but it's all right. We're going to shake this off and we're going to find the positives and go.
It must be a Gemini thing. I woke up kind of cranky too.
Maybe
I'm a little behind on work and I'm annoyed. But it's all right.
Me too. I mean, shake off the crankiness. We get the work, right? We have that work. We are allowed to. We have that business coming in, or you and I would be both back at a hotel.
Yeah,
There's nothing wrong with that, but we would not be able to do this podcast for you and do all the fun things that we get to do.
This is very true. Very true.
Grateful for the work.
Exactly. So I feel like we're here. We're at a wrap of our show for today.
30 minutes and 45 seconds right there. Well, everybody, great show. Go check out Baya on our profile here. Thank you for checking out our new resort, and we're excited to have you there once we open.
Exactly. And if you're at High Tech, go find Steve. And yeah, I won't see you there.
And if you're in Croatia, go find Sarah.
If you're in Croatia, reach out to me.
All right. We're signing off. Get a book too. We're selling everything.
No.
Want to stop juggling spreadsheets, calendars, and a dozen apps just to run your rentals? Lodgify makes it easy. It's an all-in-one toolkit for hosts. Build a direct booking website, automate guest messaging, and keep all your channels in sync. Running your rental business your way has never been simpler. And for Good Morning Hospitality listeners, you can get 20% off any yearly plan with code GMH20. Just check the link in the show notes to get started today.